Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to The Guardian. Today with me, I have my guest is by the name of Cheryl-Ann Williams.
Hi.
Kathy, welcome to The Guardian. I'm pretty excited about our topic today. Cheryl-Ann Williams, she is the HUD Certified Housing Professional Counselor and Supervisor from the Home Improvement Division from Oakland County, Michigan. Kathy, again, welcome.
Thank you.
And I believe that we have a lot to cover.
We do.
A lot to cover. Tell me a little bit about the mission of the unit, who you are and the services that you provide.
Okay, so we're a unit of Oakland County government, and our mission statement is that we want to support strong, sustainable communities. And we do that through quality, affordable housing, community development, human services, as well as economic opportunities. We're funded through several grants through the federal government,
Yes.
CDBG, Home Partnership Act, the Emergency Solutions Grant. But I think we're really here today to talk about two of the in-house programs, our Home Improvement Loan Program and our Housing Counseling Services.
Definitely. And I just want to say the Community and House Improvement is a division of the Department of Economic Development and Community Affairs. This department has helped residents with their housing needs and supported community development projects for over 40 years now. This is really commendable. I see also that you'll ensure fair and equal housing opportunity for all.
For everybody who wants it, yes.
Across the board.
That's right.
So this is a free service, I presume.
This is our free service. All our services are done confidentially. We
Yes.
do not give out information about you personally at all. We respect your privacy, and all our services are free.
Excellent. Tell me a little bit, what housing topics you can assist with?
Okay, so we have a couple. One of them is our Home Improvement Loan Program.
Right.
It's a 0% deferred loan for people who need what HUD considers low income, which is 80% of the area median income. That sounds like, oh, that's poverty, but it's not.
Right.
It's actually for people who have more of a moderate income. For example, for a family of one, it's less than $37,450.
Okay.
For a family of two, it's $42,800, and so on. So it helps people who may not be able to obtain a mortgage or a line of credit on the normal rental or
So you are
market.
saying low-income families can come
Right.
in and request a loan to purchase a home?
Not to purchase a home, to repair their home.
Oh, this is for the home improvement
program, yes,
program.
yes.
Expound a little more on that.
Okay, it's 0% interest, no payments required. It's deferred up to $18,000
Okay.
to fix up a owner-occupied home. So
That's cool.
roof, siding, windows, furnaces, electrical, plumbing, health and safety things that you may need.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so we have a question here now, which is the main point of discussion.
Right.
And it is in regards to individuals that probably have lost their jobs, homeowners, has gone through a loss, and that is the main income in the family, and they are unable to keep up with their mortgage. So it's like individuals who find themselves in trouble with their mortgage and property taxes. They come into you desperate, already know that their home is going to be in foreclosure and there is no way out. How do you all approach that?
Okay, so Oakland County has 3 HUD certified housing counseling
Yes.
counselors on staff. We are also MISHDA, which is the Michigan State Housing Development Authority approved housing counselors. We provide a host of housing counseling, so pretty much any housing related question we can help you, be it rental,
Yeah.
pre-purchase, or mortgage related. So let's concentrate on foreclosure.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Let's concentrate on the foreclosure
And the timeline.
And the timeline.
Yes.
So the best time to contact a housing counselor is when you're only maybe missed your first payment. The sooner you get to
really?
us, the better, because then we have more time to help you navigate that system.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the timeline. Worst case
please.
scenario.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you miss one, maybe two payments, 30 days late, you're getting the collection calls.
Yes.
Okay, the important thing to remember is never make a promise you can't keep. And be
Yes.
nice to them. Just say, I'm so sorry, lost my job, I'm trying to figure it out, I'm going to make it as soon as possible.
It pays off.
Right, right, in the long run.
Yes.
Okay, so when you're 60 days past due, so now you're into your third month, they don't have to accept a payment any longer unless you have the whole 3 months worth of payment. When you're only 2 months behind, they might accept one, and then you're just behind 1 month.
Okay.
But once you hit that magic 60-day mark, they don't
Yes.
have to. Some mortgage, it depends on the investors
Yes,
do,
yes.
don't have to. All right? When you're past your third month, now you're into your fourth month.
Yeah.
At that point, they can do something that what they call accelerate the terms of the mortgage. So you'll receive a letter saying, you know what, you're in default. We're going to
Yes.
accelerate the terms of the mortgage. We're going to start the foreclosure
Yes.
process.
Yes.
Okay? Still have a little bit of time.
You still now, when you receive such a letter, you are saying that you could still relax.
Yeah, don't panic. Talk to a housing
You can
counselor
still
as soon as
not
possible.
panic.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So then, and you want to start the process earlier.
As early as possible. But you see, in some cases, it's not like that. In some cases, instead of coming to a counselor, housing counselor, they are focused on trying to get some sort of money, a loan, and this is time going by.
Right.
So therefore, some people or individuals end up coming to a housing counselor for help when they are in arrest for like 4 or 5 months.
Right.
What do you do?
Okay. So there are several different options when you're in that part of the process. Okay, so one of the options would be to what they call reinstate the mortgage. But basically, here's a check, bring it current, start all over. You're fresh, you're good to go. Now, there's a couple different ways you can get the money. You could win the lottery, but borrow the money from mom and dad. But there is a
Yes.
program called Step Forward Michigan.
Right, Step Forward.
Right, it's a program through the state of Michigan.
Yes.
That helps people who've had some sort of financial hardship and can afford the mortgage if they could just bring it current.
Yeah.
They help bring it current. And they do that through a 0% deferred loan that's forgivable over a 5-year period.
Oh, 5 years.
5 years. So
And your house is also on a lien.
it's a lien on the property. So
That's
they do
right.
put a lien on the property for 5 years. Every year you stay there, they forgive 20%. At the end of 5 years, totally forgiven. Okay? So
Awesome.
it's a really good for someone who maybe was temporarily out of work
Yes.
because they had surgery or they lost their job but
Things
found
happen.
another. Life happens to
Life
everybody.
happens, life
So it's a way they couldn't pay their mortgage because they had to put a furnace in
Yeah.
and had no other way to use it other than their
Exactly.
mortgage payment.
Yeah.
So it's for life happened, but I've overcome that and I can afford the mortgage. I just can't bring it current.
Yeah.
So that's a really good option. It's called reinstatement. Another thing that you can do, again, if you can afford the mortgage, you just can't bring it current, they can enter into a repayment agreement. And a repayment agreement is where they take what you owe
Yeah.
and they spread it out for a period of time, maybe
Yes.
12 months. So you pay your normal
Yes.
mortgage plus a little bit extra every month till you
Yeah.
bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay?
So these are several options.
Right. So there's a forbearance plan. Say you're on unemployment right now.
Yes.
You know you're going to find another job.
Yes.
Or you're off on medical leave, but you know it's going to be temporary. They can temporarily make your payment lower for you for several months. And then at the end of the several months, they'll either enter to a repayment or a loan modification. And ultimately, if you're retired now, your spouse died, your income is going to be lower probably for a indeterminable long time,
Yes.
they can modify the terms of your loan. So they can do things like lower the interest rate or extend the term out to make that payment more affordable for you.
Excellent.
And those are all options that your mortgage company can help you, and a housing counselor can certainly help
That's what
navigate
I'm
the
saying.
system.
Because definitely going to a professional counselor. I mean, all these options. I mean, options that you can really venture into, and
Right.
there is no other way. How else can you get this type of information? Are there other outlets or programs out there that also provide this type of help that you're aware of?
There are other HUD and or MISHDA counselors out there in Oakland County.
Basically, it's
right, but there
counselors.
are also, unfortunately, some for-profit mortgage counselors that may take your money and not and
Yes.
guarantee you things that necessarily shouldn't be. There are some
Exactly. So
predatory
you have to
people
be
out
very
there.
careful
You
with
do.
that. And as we were talking a bit earlier, you know, sometimes you as an individual, I was wondering, how do they find out that you are in such a position and you are bombarded with all these emails for help? What advice can you give to individuals who may, out of desperation, they are quick to pick up the phone and call, and they are all scams?
Many of them are scams. And the state attorney general actually has a separate unit that looks into that can report. But unfortunately, that doesn't bring your money back to you.
Exactly.
It doesn't. And so you have to be very careful about, they can't ask for money up front. They can't promise you, nobody can promise you. I, as a housing counselor, can't promise you that you're going to get help, because we're not the ones who make the ultimate decision. So we can help you and advise you,
Yes.
and help you navigate that system, make sure that your packets are full, but we're not the ultimate decision makers for that. The other issue is, once you're past the acceleration point and actually into foreclosure,
Yeah.
they publish in the newspaper, legal news, sometimes the Oakland Press, for 4 consecutive weeks that your home's going to be auctioned off. And at that point, it's kind of public record.
It is.
So
It's
everybody, you're
embarrassing.
going to be inundated with bankruptcy attorneys and realtors and
Yes.
mortgage modification companies and people, investors offering
Yes.
to take your house off your hands for you. Be really, really careful.
Yes.
Read those very carefully.
I agree. Now, there's something also that it's very good advice and information as well, because I know some individuals, they get that letter stating, hey, we are in the process of foreclosing your home. And to me, sometimes out of panic and lack of information, it's just a done deal in your head. But I realize that you'll provide even in-depth advice concerning that, because even though you get that letter saying that your home is in the process of being foreclosed, you can still save your home. You still have that option.
Yes.
Could you tell me a little bit about that?
So all of those options we kind of talked about,
Yes.
you can get them up to the date of the sale. In the sale, just because they say it's going to be July 10th,
Yes.
that could be postponed. You can get
On
that
what grounds?
postponed.
What are you
You have a complete application for a modification at your mortgage company. You have an application at Step Forward, Michigan.
Yes.
So you have something, you're working on it. They can postpone the sale. You can also still sell your house.
That's what you can sell your house.
Yes.
Even though it is up for foreclosure.
Yes, and if you have equity and there's no other way to get it, sell your house, get your equity out of it.
Okay.
You actually have 6 months after the foreclosure, 180 days,
Okay.
to redeem your house. So you can sell it during that time. Or, if you get some money, you're able to possibly either refinance or, pay off the mortgage.
What about a short sale? What is that really in detail all about?
Okay, a short
Explain it.
sale is for somebody who probably bought their house at the peak when houses were really going back
Yeah.
in, say, 2006, 7.
Yes.
The market fell.
Yeah.
So now you owe more than the house is worth.
Oh,
Okay. So
okay.
maybe your house is worth 100,000, but you owe 120,000
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
A short sale is where you sell the house on the normal rental market,
Yes.
and the mortgage company accepts that as payment in full.
I see. Excellent.
Okay, and one other thing you can do is if you can't sell it, say maybe you're being transferred to another state or
Yes.
even far away, and you can't sell your house and you don't know what to do, you can also do something called a deed in lieu of foreclosure.
What is it called?
A deed in lieu,
Deed and lieu.
L-I-E-U, and that's where you just give the mortgage or the deed to the mortgage company.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is good information.
Lots of options for
A
you.
lot of options. Now I want to ask you, what are the criteria in order to be approved for assistance with you?
For my housing counseling services?
No, not the housing counseling, because what we are doing, we're coming to you
Right,
asking for help.
right, and our services
You fill out the forms and we submit and we wait for an answer.
Right.
We need a certain amount of money to come back up to, level.
So you're the Step Forward Michigan program.
That's what I want to know.
Okay.
Would you always be accepted, or there are certain criteria
There
in
are
order
certain
to be
criteria
accepted?
to be accepted. The first one is that you have to have sufficient income to pay your mortgage in the future and or your property taxes, because they're for property taxes too.
All right, just hold. Now, I want to just get into that a little bit. Now, you are coming for assistance because now you're unable. You've lost your job, you had some enormous bills to pay, etc. So how could that be?
Right, and a lot of people think it's a poverty program, and it's not. It's not, I'm poor, It's for anybody, and there is no maximum income limit. The requirements are that you own and occupy the home, so it's not for rentals, it's for people who are living in their residence.
Right.
You have to be able to afford, if they bring you current, they want to make sure you can afford that payment in the future. So the payment, for example, isn't more than your current income. So once they bring you current, you can maintain it. So that's important. And the other thing is that you have to have a financial hardship. So something had to happen
Right.
beyond your control that caused you to fall behind.
Right.
And that could be a medical bill, it could be a house
Exactly.
repair, a car repair, underemployment, lost your job for a short period of time, a divorce, death in the family. So there's a host of things that may have caused you a financial hardship that you have to take care of instead of using that money to pay your mortgage and or property taxes.
I want to ask you something because I just want to get it in my head, and even for the people in the community who's listening. Okay, so you have a financial hardship. You lost your job. They come to you, a housing counselor, asking assistance. We would like to know how we can at least get a certain amount of money to help. All right? This is what you, as a counselor, would be guiding that person
Right.
to do. The criteria is that you should have a job to be able to pay.
Or Social Security,
Social
or
Security.
something, some
You have to
type
have
of
some
income.
some sort of income.
Right.
But that kind of determine, the person's situation then and there might be still in the process of looking for a job
Right. So
and don't want to lose their home. So they're coming to you
okay,
to
so
get some assistance.
Step Forward might not be the right program for them. So
That's what I
that's when
wanted
we
to
go through maybe a forbearance plan for
Yes.
them.
Okay.
Might be a better option. So we would go through the mortgage company and work with that. If they're a senior, maybe they might qualify for a reverse mortgage. So we'll talk about what a reverse mortgage entails.
Okay, so there are
Yeah,
other
right.
avenues.
And if we can tell, we do a spending plan with everybody, a budget per se.
Of course.
To see what is your income and what is your actual expenses. And we might have to have a heart-to-heart conversation
Yeah.
is maybe that home isn't affordable for you.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Sell
maybe
it.
we need to talk about transitioning to something more affordable.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about also a friend of mine who is self-employed and have been quite successful, and things happened. And she needs help.
Right.
Both of them, actually, husband and wife. Things went they went down to nothing. They don't want to lose their home. They have children, And in a situation like this, you're saying that you have to have some form of income coming in.
Unfortunately, that's the hardest thing is, because I know
have
it's
to.
something, you have to have income, because if anybody's going to help you, or even if the mortgage company is going to help you, you have to show the ability to make a payment.
To make a payment. But do they, okay, I am wondering if it is that, because as a counselor, housing counselor too, it's not just all business, but it's emotional as well.
Right.
And sometimes you
It
put
is.
yourself in
It
that
is.
person's shoes. And, I was wondering, okay, for example, this young lady, she is self-employed. And it's obvious that later down in the future, hindsight, she's going to be employed again. But in the spur of the moment, at the time of requesting help, she is not. And her husband is sick, dying of cancer. I am wondering if it is that, is there a possibility, how do they just say, no, you're not eligible because you're not bringing in any sort of income? Or do they weigh out the odds and,
Yeah, the state of Michigan Step Forward program, it's pretty, what is it today? They can't say.
They just go by
they have
the
to.
very moment.
And they'll say, as soon as you get income, reapply.
Oh, they give you that,
option.
okay. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So if you are not approved, it doesn't mean you can never get assistance from them. Okay? If circumstances change, you can always reapply.
Okay.
All right?
That's good news.
Yes, it is good news. And, then we would probably talk about maybe seeing if the mortgage company would approve a temporary forbearance plan.
Yes.
To pay a lesser amount until they get back on their feet.
Oh, Cheryl-Ann Williams is with us today, giving us as much information as she can concerning foreclosures, how to save your home, getting information. She is a professional housing counselor with the Home Improvement Division of Oakland County. Ms. Williams, is there anything that you can think of to share with the community concerning this?
Yeah, if you need any help at all navigating your housing options, whether it's how do I rent a place, what can I afford, should I refinance, come see us. Our services are free. We sit down for an hour or so, talk, kind of see what might be your best options, but we'll help you explore all your different options so you can make an informed decision on what's best for your family.
And I must say thank you for being here, and I'll tell you, based on your character, your personality, just coming in out of desperation, you can really supply, you really contribute a lot towards support. And, you can bring a lot of people into a place of relaxation. Your attitude, it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
All right. For more information, of course, the information will be on the screen, but you can call Home Improvement Program 248-858-5401, and it's on the screen. Thank you, Kathy Williams, for being on the show, and thank you, audience. Please continue to call in and come back and look at us again on The Guardian. Thank you.